Yo, welcome back to the Dropout Guild. It's been a real minute since we catched up with y'all fellas. It's been a real wild ride, but unfortunately, me and my boy Goagrut have been very busy with our lives, so it's been really hard to catch up. But we're back. We're ready to get in the swing of things. So it's been good. All the crisis has been averted, and we catched up, and it's been fun. It's been good. Today we're gonna try a little bit something different. Last episode we just reviewed a whole anime, Noragami, and oh boy, that was a we learned a lot from that process about how long and how much planning goes into doing this sort of stuff. But we got at least semi figured out now. So this episode will be it's kind of something different, kind of nice. Hopefully, it's going to be stuff that people like, and we will enjoy ourselves. And yeah, and now we are going to start this by just saying that we are going to open this by for the next couple of weeks or so. We're going to just review nothing but nice short animation films or like short films in general. No longer just animation. We might do some live action shorts that have been uploaded, on the internet. So we're gonna dip our toes into that because me and Goagrut want to explore some things that are, not really like real reviewed or real talked about, and get like sort of like a spotlight onto them for a couple of just indie people or people who are just looking for films that are just no longer, the big blockbuster like, Star Wars or Marvel or like, any company boosted movies or shows that you've been seeing out there. So we're going
Yeah, I mean, we also want to try to get to find shorts that we haven't seen before, and stuff that, like you said, that's definitely underrated for sure. Like when you see all these shorts, like they got millions and millions of views, and they're like, I think you were saying one time you were surprised like you haven't seen any of these for as amount of views they have, and it's honestly really a challenge to find the smaller creators for these short films for sure, because usually they just got millions of views.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it because like most of these shorts that me and Gogurt have been scouring for about a day or so have just been reviewed like a million times. So it's kind of just hard to find something that has like under like 500k views on YouTube. So it's been a rough process, but we're going out there. We're putting our foot down. We're searching. And today, the two shorts that we're gonna review are gonna be
The first one is Wings,
mm-hmm.
and the second one is Hide Side.
Yep. Wings and Hide Side. So these two shorts are completely different from each other. Like,
very different.
Totally and it's just like totally and visually, like they're completely two different sides of different coins of animation, basically.
Yeah. Wings, you're getting a very wholesome one, and then Hide Side, ooh, seems to be I think it's a mystery from the looks of it.
Yeah, High Side is more just like based on like the reality of like these situations. While Wings is just like a cute little like you pull this
silent film, wholesome silent.
Yeah, like cute little like kids movie. It has the kids art style, like big black out. Well, not black outlines. Just like a painting like background because
I really like the painting like background. It kind of reminds you of which I'm pretty sure that's what the artist and the producer had in mind, was like very like the kids book style art, essentially paint art. And it's really, really nice. I really like it when you got the paint art style in the background, and then you got something that's more, I guess, cartoonish. You know, your modern cartoon, something you would see on Cartoon Network, kind of on top of it. You know, just the two different art styles kind of meshing. It always looks nice.
I usually call those art
opinion.
styles like raindrops, because like, to me, I don't know if this is like the actual term to use it, but I call it like raindrop art style, because you know, if the paint, usually when people paint like stuff like this, it just feels like little raindrops are just sprinkled on like a canvas, you know.
I agree with you. It definitely looks like it has, like, I guess the word I would use would be stains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like yeah. Not so much of a like, yeah. It just looks like it just really looks nice. I have a hard time explaining. Yeah. So I guess the first one we're doing is wings.
Yeah, well, since we're already on, since we've been talking about it for the last...
since we're already talking about it, wings is really, really nice. It starts out with, you know, a mouse finding, you know, a blue feather. Woo woo. Freaking.
I get what you were trying to do. I get it.
Yeah, the Mordecai.
The Mordecai stuff.
Yeah, and he gets the feather, you know, and it's very kind of like, it starts off kind of, I guess the word I would use, would somber be the word? Because the mouse is like sad, you know, kind of sad, and then it starts raining immediately.
No, the mouse isn't sad. The mouse, from what I could remember, is not looking sad. He's just... He starts off like just like scouring around the thing, and then a feather comes down, and then, you know, when the mouse is stepping over, the title pops up, wings, and then he looks up to look at the feather, and he sees like birds flying off to like the sky or to
and then he becomes sad, like I said. Yeah. Then it immediately starts raining. I really like when it's raining, only like a couple drops hit him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... I like that, like, art style choice they did there for that, which is really kind of cool.
Very nice. It's very good to like mix the art style choices from the raindrop, because everything besides the raindrop has like a open, has like some black lines out of it, besides like stuff in like the far background where you can't view it with the naked eye. But the raindrop is just all clear, because that's what a raindrop is. It has the white outlines compared to the black outlines of the leaves and the grass and the mushroom and stuff. But yeah, it starts raining, and then the mouse tries to get out the rain because it's raining. You know, you don't want to see a drowned mouse. The mouse doesn't want to drown. You know, it's just doesn't want to get all wet. Yeah, it goes to under the mushroom and hides there for a little bit, admiring the feather that he just caught. And then over at the distance, he hears some noises, some bird noises. Yeah, just
bird chirping.
This is a bird film, you know, as you can tell by the title. But yeah. It just does some bird chirping because the bird has been trapped. It's been caught in the trap by a trapper. One of its wings has been caught by a rope, so it can't fly away.
Yeah, it keeps attempting to fly away over and over, but no matter what, it's not budging.
He just tries over and over, but it's trapped on this branch with a string, And the mouse sees this turtle, and being that it's a helpful little mouse, goes over to the bird, and then interesting when it does like this interesting shot where like it just goes to the bird, and it like the bird stands there and it does like a POV because the mouse is much smaller than the bird, and it has the camera just like pulling up just a little bit, and you see the bird just trapped there trying to get out, uh, doing its calls, and the mouse gets onto the rope and tries to free it with the bird striking back because the bird doesn't know what the mouse is doing. So the bird hits him a little bit, but he gets the bird free. And then afterwards, the bird is it can't fly anymore because the wing's injured. A bird needs both wings to fly, and it's injured, so it's freaking out a little bit. So the mouse takes it back to its home, and it has like a nice little like mouse home, a fantasy mouse cabbage, a Hobbit style home.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say the Hobbit style. That's
Yeah.
what it immediately reminded me of. And as you can see, there's like feathers all around. He seems to be a fan of birds, or just I guess the act of flying.
I mean, he's probably like a fan of just feathers and birds in general because he was looking at the beginning and getting like getting like a depression out of there. So it's been.
Yeah, the mouse shows the bird his hobbit like treehouse. Like bandages up the wing, the broken wing, and they start to spend time together. He pulls out a book, the mouse, of course, pulls out the book, and they're just spending time together, reading stories. And time passes, and winter comes along, and you can tell that the bird's wing is winter is coming. The winter's, yeah, they always say that. Yeah, you can tell the bird's wing is getting better. It's flying around, they're playing with snow, but it's just not fully healed. It can't fly up more than like a foot. And the mouse starts to notice this by he notices some birds flying away, and he realizes that his friend that he's made is eventually the wing's gonna have to heal, and they're gonna eventually go back to their normal life. And probably he's probably thinking the bird's gonna leave them behind and forget about their friendship. I would assume that from the way he's getting depressed.
Well, yeah, he realizes that once the birds heal, he has to fly away for this. He has to fly away because
a mouse and a bird, they live two completely different lives. A bird's meant to fly,
and then the day comes. The day of reckoning comes for the mouse. And it transfers from winter to spring, and the bird is ready to take off, be in flight. His wings look healed, so he's a little bit nervous at first, the bird, but then he does his big flying gulp, and he takes off, and everything's working fine. He can fly good again, and the mouse is just so happy. The little, innocent little mouse, nice little mouse.
Yep. Super happy for his friend, the wing to fully heal. He even starts crying a little bit.
That's not me though. I'm a man. I'm not. I'm not a mouse, so I wouldn't cry like that. I'm a man.
Yeah, you would cry man tears, not mouse tears.
I'll cry man tears, then have them absorb back into my body like a cartoon character.
After the bird flies around and they kind of hug each other, and he cries a little bit, tears of joy that his wing is fully healed, the bird turns away for a moment as to get ready to fly off, and the mouse looks down, and he's like, oh, the moment has finally come. My negative thoughts of my friend that I made is gonna leave me behind, or is going to come true. But he raises his head and realizes bird friend has his wings down, ready to let him on his back to go on a flight. And obviously the mouse is surprised because he thought the bird would fly off, and that's pretty much he just hops on, and they go on this amazing flight.
Yeah, they go on an amazing flight because the mouse, who's been dreaming of flying the entire time, finally gets up into the air, and the mouse is just
friendship
because he's flying. You can see the world that he's never seen before in a different perspective. So they fly around, and he soaks it in. He soaks in the atmosphere, and he's just happy that he met his friend. And then right there, the story ends.
Yeah, it's very, very wholesome.
Yeah, it's very wholesome. For what I can state, for what my positive points about this short film is the backgrounds. Obviously, they're just like they're prime like early 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, like kids movie. Kids show vibes,
Yeah,
like they have like the stained backgrounds, the raindrop backgrounds.
Yeah, like I don't know if like Clifford the Red Dog had that, but like other cartoons from that era did. Yeah,
Caillou.
Yes, thank you. That's yes, Caillou. I love Caillou growing up. Yeah, that's definitely got like similar vibes with the art. I would say for sure this one is more detailed for sure than Caillou, but the Caillou is very very simple and cute on
Caillou
purpose.
Is very great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a nice little short film. It's got some excellent animation, obviously,
Great animation. Very, very smooth animation for sure.
Yeah, everyone who did it did a great design. The music sound like, if I'm being honest, like the music for when they take off, like really took me aback because I was just like, whoa. I was like that music kind of like is super great for the setting that it was doing it on. Like I was just stunned. It was just amazing. It was just great.
Yeah, it was great. Definitely, the music was kind of remind me of some Pixar movies growing up, for sure. Like it was very well produced, for sure.
You know what it reminded me of?
What did
It didn't remind me of like any Pixar music. It reminded me of this children's movie that I always watched back in the day. It wasn't it. I think it. Okay. I remember what it reminded me of. It reminded me of this like weird like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie about the island of mischief toys.
Oh, are you talking about that? It's like motion. What do you call it when they take a picture of an object and then like they move it slightly? You talking about those really, really old?
Stop motion.
Stop motion. Thank you. You talking about those really old stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed?
Well, it was based on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it was like a direct-to-movie thing. It was based off the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it was a direct DVD, and it was called like Rudolph. It was the Mischief Island. It was the Island of Mischief Toys. It was like one of the movies I used to watch a lot when I was a kid. Funny enough, it was not stop motion animation. It was all CGI. And I'm looking at some images right now, and from what I can see from the images, holy crap, it was early CGI. It's like 3DO.
Jimmy Neutron early CGI.
I wouldn't say that. It's more like the 3DO, the gaming 3DO, like 3DO, Sega CD. It kind of looks like those. It looks like 3DO CGI, basically, like Philips CD. It kind of looks like those games. It kind of looks like those CGI games. It's just like just uncanny. Everything's like too smooth. Nothing's like really nothing really has like fit. Everything just looks like a smooth marble, you know. Like there's no like hair physics or whatnot. But yeah, it's just been. It reminds me of that because there's like a lot of like instruments like that on Wings to like that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer film. So, but overall, I will recommend this short. It's available on YouTube. We will send all of the links on the episodes below. So if you want to check it out
for sure,
it'll be in the description. So if you want to check them out yourself, they'll be in the description. So. And now, moving on to our previous review of Wings. Even though we really like Wings, Wings is pretty excellent. It's pretty good. Our artist short for this episode is a short called High Side, picked by my friend Goagrut over here. So, Goagrut, if you can explain your reasonings why this looked interesting to you.
Main reason I picked it was because it was the first short that I found that didn't have millions and millions of views. And, you know, we tried only, like, I think, looking at it for, like, a minute or something like that, just to see if it was, I suppose, interesting enough. But, I mean, it seemed alright from what I thought at first. After watching it, it's alright.
In the behind the scenes, you know, he was telling me all sorts of things he liked about it.
Nah, I definitely wasn't. Yeah. Other than that, there really wasn't any other reason why I picked this one. Yeah. I guess we can just get into it now.
But yeah, let's get into it. So
Hindsight, yeah, it starts off in the bar with a girl named, I believe, Tommy.
Her name, from what I can see,
it's Tommy. I'm really bad with names, but it's
a girl named Kyra and Levy.
Kyra's the blonde one.
Yes, Kyra's the blonde.
But the first one, Tammy, I think. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Let's just go with it's the blonde one and
the ponytail.
Friend. The ponytail, yes.
So the girl with the ponytail is calling out for the blonde hair girl who's clearly trying to ditch her to go smoke a cigarette.
And remember, kids, smoking.
Yeah, smoking is cool.
Smoking is cool. If you want to have lung cancer, you know.
Yeah, and apparently this seems to be something that she frequently does because she says you always. The pony hair girl says you always do this. I'm not talking about the cigarettes or whatever. She's clearly worried about something, and the blonde hair girl says it's fine. That's not enough to convince the ponytail girl at first because she brings up the Vipers, or they run this area or whatever.
They're the Vipers. It's a dangerous gang that usually hangs around this bar area that they usually frequent to.
Yeah.
So she's just worried that the Vipers might, kidnap her or kill her or do some no-nos, you know.
Yeah, she seems to have some past with the Vipers, but she doesn't go into that.
No, she just heard rumors, like nasty rumors about the Vipers, basically.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, the blonde hair girl reassures her that she's just gonna go out and smoke a cigarette. It's fine. The Vipers. Do you see any Vipers? She says, and there's no Vipers around, and so she's like, okay, fine. So she goes out to smoke a cigarette. Clearly, it's been some time because there's no one else in this bar. She's the only one.
No, is some time has passed because in the short, her drink is already drunk. Like the usually crowding of people that usually crowd there are like all gone. You see like empty beer cases and glasses around. You see a guy, in the sitting in the booth being totally wasted. Just like not moving with a bottle in hand, just laying on the floor, probably sleeping. So
Yeah.
and she gets worried. She's like, "Oh, it's been like a couple of minutes." So she goes out the door and she checks it out. And lo and behold, she sees a pack of cigarettes with driver tracks, with tire tracks. And then she gets worried. She gets like very worried. So she just runs around the corner. She starts panicking, and then she sees the Vipers, the gang, and these are bad guys because they wear motorcycle masks and have their cool logo in the back. Why would criminal gangs have cool logos on their back, even though criminals can easily find them? I don't know. Just looks cool. Don't think about it. I'm popcorning off to Goagrut to explain the rest.
Yeah, she goes out there, sees the crushed cigarettes, sees the tire mark, follows it along, like you said, sees the biker gang. And they're clearly, I think they just, from the looks of it, beat up someone.
Yeah, they beat up a mysterious person. They beat up a person because they have like a card over her. They have like a. Is that a blanket? Is that like a blanket or is that a carp? It looks more like a carp. From what I am remembering and what I'm seeing, it looks like a carp. So, yeah, they go over, and she's worried because she they pick up like a random citizen who's been tied up, and she looks over, and it looks exactly like her friend, the blonde chick. So she starts having like a mini panic attack because it's like, oh, that's her boo. She's getting like kidnapped or something. So she's freaking out a little bit. She finds a crowbar in the ground and runs over there and tries to hit the Viper gang, but the goon dodges and trips her over, and it's about to finish her, but then the goon stops and hesitates for a moment, and then she jumps onto him, and then they start like ruffling each other up. And then minutes pass, and the helmet of the goon slipped off. And then during the scuffle, it's revealed that it's actually the blonde chick who's in the gang, and then it cuts to credits there. So it's a really interesting short. It had me going in the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Same here.
Just because I thought it was going to be like a messaging about, like worrying about like people in clubs or whatnot. Because at the beginning, before we review shows, we watch like a minute about it, and we see if it's interesting to us or not. And at first, it was kind of interesting, so we gave it a look, but this turns out that her friend or girlfriend. I mean, I'm not really sure what the context is. I think it might be her girlfriend. I could be wrong. At least that's my implication on it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like the later half. Not to say it wasn't alright or good or whatnot. It's just definitely expected it to go a different direction, for sure. Yeah, didn't expect her to be a part of the gang, like especially with the girl they were picking up looked kind of identical. For a second there, I thought it was like a clone situation, but
I would expect that because like it doesn't feel like that sci-fi yet. Like everything that the technology they use just looks like modern time.
Yeah.
Like it might be, I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be like she gets kidnapped by a gang, we gotta go save her type of vibe, you know?
Yeah, that's what I thought at first, and then she reveals the helmet, and it's actually her. I'm like, wait, are there clones? Is the whole gang just her wearing motorcycle helmets?
I wouldn't say it's clones. They could probably be like sisters or
But
something. I thought it was just like, oh, it's like just someone who looks exactly like her. And then, after the credits, it cuts to her joining the gang, basically, having her new outfit on and everything. And she dyes her hair a little bit to be blonde. So presumably, that's like a hair dye situation. That's not like her actual hair color.
yeah.
But overall, on story, I didn't expect much because it was like the short's like only 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's a real curtain behind the thing. It's only like 3 minutes.
It definitely felt like it needed more time to kind of build and kind of really build a mystery or whatever for it. But for what it was alright.
I mean, presumably this is like the first creator's like actual film, so it is like a short film. It is like a thesis film, so there's gonna be some things that are gonna be left unanswered, and some things that usually are interesting at first, and then later on turn out to be just not memorable things about it. But let's just go to the things that I like personally. I really like the art design of the short. Like I like all the like dingy like lighting effects and colors and stuff with like the posters and the background characters. They all have that like shade design from like Clerks. Some of the background characters look like Clerk characters. And if you don't know what that looks like, I'm gonna show a thing right here. Here's what they look like. Wow, amazing, But they kind of have that similar look with like the low outline style. The really like stylized hair that you get from like Cartoon Network 2000s vibes, like Cartoon Network early 2000s animation studio. It doesn't look like, from what I can appreciate, it doesn't look like it's a cow art style. Basically, it's like her own little like maybe like retro anime style, I would say.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Scott Pilgrim animation.
I can see that. Also, it has a ton of references to other stuff in the background, like in some of the posters they really reference Akira. They have a poster of Akira in the background. I thought that was pretty cool. And just some of the posters are kind of just like nice and like rethink your drink, and it's a glass of wine with a car stuck into it. It's like a nice like anti-drug ad, just other things like smoking kills, and it has like a
who cares? Just paint over it.
Yeah, it has a who cares, But yeah, I think this is like a very interesting short film. Just very nice, straight to the point. Has nice lights. The lighting is very good. How they stylize the blood is very interesting because it looks like they just use like a glitch effect on it, which I really like. The metal and how they shine off of it with the light is very accurate. I really like that. I really like that about it. It just looks very nice. And
Yeah, whoever did the background art style, like it weirdly screams Imaginary Friends or whatever, the House of Imaginary Friends, like background kind of style. Like the way they really like to draw, like, I don't know, it's like the way the outline is. It's like very like they like to highlight it with like, how like the scene where she comes out that door, the scene where she opens the door or whatnot. Like, notice the background. It's just like, it's very I don't know why it screams that to me so much, but it's just the way they highlight the blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that scene.
From the blue light, and like the black lines on the walls. So I like the background art style a lot. Whoever did that did a really good job of highlighting and shading, and it's just really, really, really nice.
Okay, so here's I do have some more information on this. This animation is by an artist named T Sketchers, and she did some very popular short animations. She her first animation on her channel is called Funky Fresh, which is an animation by for the game called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a very no not Bomb Rush, which is a song from Lethally Blaze is from Blaze, which is a game made by the same guys who made Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a Jet Set Radio's a spiritual successor indie game that people love. And it's just like a cute animation about just a guy doing a girl just doing hopscotch basically, and then some other ones are just like animators doing like animating over like a funny moment or thing from a show. So,
And she only has, like, from the looks of it so far, 5 videos, and the one we just watched came out 6 months ago. So she seems to be, I wouldn't say new, but
no, she's clearly
she posts like it seems like once or twice a year.
I'm looking at her Instagram right now.
Okay.
The latest post was from.
I was just looking at the YouTube and YouTube alone. Yeah, because if you look at the Instagram, yeah, she's clearly posting a lot more frequently. You got some arcane art here, some more Viper art of the story that she's making here with the duo with the blonde hair and the ponytail.
So yeah, I mean, it was very interesting. You know, it had a unique art style compared to the last short that we did. It's kind of funny because when you think about it, we went from like a light art style to like a dark art style, like completely opposite sides. And I find it to be kind of funny in retrospect, you know.
Definitely a quite literal day and night. Yeah, really liked the difference between the 2 shorts we did. I definitely would like to keep doing that in the future. You know, having to, if we do shorts in the future.
Yeah, we could
just doing different vibes is what I'm getting at. Sorry.
We could do that. We could do like for every shorts that are like under like 10 minutes. We could do like 2 different style shorts basically. But yeah. Overall, these shorts are great. We'll have links in the description below. What rating would you give Wings and High Side? What out of 10, or like how many, like 5 out of what stars, or like would you give this like 2 thumbs up or 1 thumbs up or and a half thumb, or like what would you give these 2?
I would definitely give Wings a 10 out of 10. I suppose. It's very very wholesome. It's very cute. I really like it. Like we've already just talked about the art style. It's just really really nice. Mm-hmm. For this one, I really like the art style. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 because I don't know. I wanted more out of it, but that's just me to figure out more. But I'm sure that's kind of intentional. It's just not really trying to show much yet. They're probably still trying to figure out the story themselves, and it's just kind of a pilot in a way.
That, and it's also like her first thesis film, so
yeah,
this could be just like an animation. This is literally just an animation test of their animation skills. And
but I do like it though. I do like it. Definitely want to see the future animations from this creator for sure. What would be your ratings on the 2 shorts?
My ratings, Wings, I would give it like a 9.5. I would give it like a 9. I'm not giving it a 10 because it's just like a short, but I'm giving it like a high rating because it wasn't short, but it was it was nice. It had a point. It was simple and clean. Just had a beginning and it had an end. And then high side, I'll give it like an 8. Only because that ending, I didn't really. I mean, like the ending is fine. It's like whatevs, but I kind of want it to be something different.
Yeah, definitely wanted my feelings on it. Wanted to flesh out their relationship more, I guess, like to figure out and also figure out why just what was going on with the Vipers or whatever, or why she was just worried about them. I mean, like other than like they were just like a gang or whatever, but like what was like their goal? Why were they really feared? You know what I mean? I mean, clearly we saw they're beating up people. But definitely, like I agree with you. I definitely wanted to see more on that.
Yeah. Also, I really like in the scene in the bar. They had like their logo games, the Vipers, and it's like very like cyberpunk. It's like very
Mm-hmm.
neon looking, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the neon, like the dark colors, and then like the neon, bright neon, lights.
Yeah, the bright yellow neon with the Viper
Yeah, that really
logo.
looked nice.
Um, but yeah, it looks nice. I'm a sucker for those. You know, those are always cool in my book.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are our 2 shorts. Overall, pretty good. I, and yeah, just we're just very glad that we can hop back into this again. I know it's been like a long time since we've done the first
It's been
episode.
too long.
It has been too long. But we're getting good at communicating. We're improving on that. AKA I visiting Goagrut's house every day and looking out the window, being like, "Do you want to do an episode now?" And usually 10 out of 10 times he says no, and he throws a rock at me.
Yeah, I just can't have anyone on my lawn. I'm an old man now. I got responsibilities.
That boy ain't
That
right,
boy,
you know?
ain't right.
That boy ain't right. That
But
boy
yeah,
ain't
those
right.
were those were two great shorts. Definitely excited to see what the next ones we do for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, thank you very much for your patience and your time. I'm excited for watching more shorts for the next episode. And probably at like the 4th or the 5th one, for my plans, I want to switch them up between shorts and movies.
Yeah.
So the next episode we'll do a movie, and I found a perfect movie that me and Gogo can watch. That I've been saving this for the
Ooh,
podcast.
I don't even know what movie it is, so we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. I have the perfect round. Our links to our YouTube channels are going to be in the below. To Goagrut's. Goagrut does excellent content on his channel. He does whatever starting YouTuber does and edits.
Yeah, make my little edits for fun.
Yeah, his for fun, not for gang or just for fun. But and then you can check out my channel. Obviously, it's going to be on my channel. Um, but yeah, I do have more. I will say this: I do have more plans for my channel that I'm going to be announcing. Hopefully by this week. So keep your suspense on the low. But yeah, thank you, Go, for taking your busy time out of your day for doing that episode. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
no, thank you for always inviting me out for this.
But yeah, these are going to be shorts, and next time we'll have a pretty long, extensive thing for the movie that I have planned out. So get ready for next time. We'll review The Legend of Hime.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
there. We will air this, and it'll be great. So thank you very much. Please, if you like this, just share it around. We are not gonna subscriber beg to y'all. I don't want to do that.
Please.
We're not gonna like hit that like button and subscribe. We're not gonna do that. If you like it,
like and subscribe.
If you like it, you can do that. And then if you want to spread it around, you don't have to, but we appreciate it if you like it enough to spread it around. So, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. See ya. Bye bye.
See ya, everybody.
And